All right, KMR, Kyle Mohan Racing. We got rotaries. We're talking a little brap. I've got this cool little camouflaged 12A Mazda rotary that came through the shop. Came in because it actually had some compression issues. It had sucked a piece of carburetor in while off-roading in the desert. It caught some air, was having fun, and unfortunately, while it was catching that air, a piece of carburetor came loose, went down the Venturi, and took the motor out. So we were able to take it apart, do some investigative work, figure out exactly what happened, because there was some concern as to why this particular motor failed. It was low mileage. 12As are pretty reliable. It's just a little naturally aspirated, carbureted combo. And it turned out it was just a complete odd situation where nor the customer nor anything Mazdatrix or KMR had to do with. It was dynoed and carbureted by another shop entirely. And I'm not even going to say that they left anything loose. It's out there vibrating through the desert. And just unfortunately, something rattled loose and got sucked in. But it's still a cool little 12A street port. We popped it apart. I like it because you don't see a lot of off-road rotary engines. I think in a lightweight chassis like a Dune Buggy or Baja Bug, they used to be quite popular, not as much anymore, but work quite well because they do carry good RPM. They don't mind just humming along at steady state RPM. So while you're out there in the desert, you're out there in the sand, as long as you're keeping them cool, as long as you're watching your oil and water temps and you're giving them fresh air, rotaries can be really reliable in an off-road application. And you can see it's actually got a Volkswagen flywheel setup. So it's not quite the normal RX-7 sized flywheel, but it does bolt to the Mazda factory counterweight. So these, I think you can get these from Mazdatrix. I know we used to carry them, but they're available online. If you're ever looking to put a rotary into a Volkswagen, there is an adapter. There's a kit out there. I think it's Kennedy Engineering. Definitely hit up Mazdatrix for your rotary needs. But this one's a brap. This one's a wrap. It's going to camouflage out of here where nobody can see it, get back out to the desert. But, it just seems like there's been quite a few 12As coming through lately. These parts are pretty rare, so this wasn't a case where we could just get some replacement parts right off the shelf. We had to be creative. We got some used parts to replace damaged pieces, and luckily Mazdatrix has all the apex seals, water seals, and OEM rotor parts to rebuild it right on the shelf. And so we were able to get this motor back up and running reasonably, even though it had internal damage that just was really unfortunate. So again, make sure to have fun with your rotaries out there. We're brapping along, ask questions. This was an off-road rotary, and we're going to get back to work because I got more engines to build and more braps to brap. KMR. Rotaries. That's a brap.